All right, everyone. Bringing you this next video here, my trading recap for the last 3 days. Sorry I couldn't post anything Monday and Tuesday. I work full time, so when I take a trade, it's kind of hard for me to do a screen record and post. I posted on X on Monday, but yesterday it got extremely busy and I couldn't post anything at work. So today's Wednesday. I want to go over the trades I took on Monday and Tuesday and today, and show you that this is real life, guys. This is not faking anything. These are real trades that I took, and so I wanted to start by saying that I normally at 8:30 I take what I call my 8:30 to midnight open, and so basically the way I do it is midnight. I have pretty much kind of three parameters. If midnight is above 8:30, and if 8:30 closes above the open, I buy. And then pretty much if 8:30 is above midnight, I usually buy. And I buy at the 8:35 candle. And so I want to show you what I took on on Monday to start off. So I went 2 contracts in. Now I'm taking these trades in my prop account with Tradeify. So I was up by, I think I was at almost 51,000. So I was above about 1,000 in profit. But I had, come out of a hole. If you remember my last video, how I took a trade, and it kind of brought me at profit. I took the orb strategy on Friday. So that kind of brought me up. But again, because it's a trailing drawdown, I'm still left with the same, drawdown for the account. So I took my 8:30 midnight setup. So I look at right now where I'm doing this on replay again because I didn't have a chance to record it live as I took the trade, but I'll show you. Win or lose, I'm going to show you the trade I took. So right now we're at the 8:10 candle. Let's just push this forward. 8:25. So this is the 8:30 candle. So you don't have to worry about this right here. I'm sorry, move the screen here. Don't worry about this because this goes away when the new 8:30 opens. So you'll see this go away. So don't worry too much about it. But if you do see, the midnight is down here. So midnight is down here. So I already know more or less I'm going to take a buy, usually. And then also, this kind of gives me a glimpse, right? So like the 50 EMA is above the 100, which is above the 200. So this kind of also gives me more confirmation that it's going to at least go up the 20 points that I go for. So I only go for 20 points. This is a quick scalping strategy that I take every day. And it's been a pretty consistent win rate, to be honest with you. I do 1 for 1. So it's been pretty good. So, let me show you real quickly. I took the trade right there and I took it right at a few seconds before the candle closed. And I usually take my profit at 20 points again, and 20 points would be here. So, and then I just let it play and let it play out. And as you can see, 8:30 it clobbered me. I mean, it took me to the cleaners. It didn't even, it was going up slightly, but man, it took me downtown. And man, this was rough. I gotta tell you, this was really, really rough, for me personally. But I will say that around the 9:30 open, I was already thinking about taking another trade because as I saw this right here, so I saw this candle close, and then I saw this green one close above it. This was a pretty good candle to get in on. So I saw that it broke these two. Actually, I think it closed right above there. So it was right there. But I mean, literally, I would have taken this. What happened was around this time, I had gotten called to do something at work, and I was getting ready to set this one up, and I couldn't get it on this trade. And if you can see, if I would have gotten it on this trade right here at the close of this candle, you can just see already, right? So let's just turn back real quickly to that one candle. So if I would have bought right there, I mean, just look at the profit that I would have made. I mean, it's to me is mind blowing. You know what I could have made if I was able to get on in, and I was going to get on it because I was waiting. I knew this was not going to hold, and once it made this low down here, I got called in to do something, and then when I came back, it was already like past. It was already past like 9:35 somewhere. It was when I came back to the computer. It was already here at this level, so I already missed it. I missed the move. So, anyways, enough of that trade. So that took me at a loss, and let's go now to. So I didn't take any more trade. Actually, I did. I took a trade on ES, but I can't remember now what I took, to be honest with you. Or it might have been, I think I might have taken a trade in the afternoon. I can't really remember. So I was going to leave it at that. I think it was on Monday, or maybe it was on Tuesday. Anyways, I was going to fast forward this to the next day. So I was already down 800. And this is kind of getting through here. Let's see here. And I'm going to just speed this along. Yeah, it was a real disappointing day Monday, man. It was so crazy. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, man, this thing. So let me show you what happened on Tuesday, which I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it kind of happened again. So, right here. So the midnight was right there. And this was the 8:30 candle. So I took it up because, again, this is what my strategy tells me to take. It's got a pretty high win rate. And so I went ahead and I bought right there, right at the close of that candle. Take profit at 800 and 800 as stop loss. Now, this is where, going back now to this trade, and one of the things that I've learned using this strategy is that when I've back tested it, like I said, I've back tested this for the past year. So over a year worth of back testing that I've done. And I've noticed that 20 points on NQ, it's a good sweet spot. I've done 10 points. I've done 30 points. But 20 seems like to be a sweet spot. And for the stop loss, you see, like right now, the way this is set up, for me, it all depends on where the market is at the moment. So for example, I take this at a 1-1. Sometimes, depending on how I see the market, let's say, for instance, right, the 8:30 would have been somewhere around here, right? Let's just say, for example, I'm just putting for example, let's say it was somewhere around here. What I would do is put it below that low, that swing low, right? So that I know most likely it's not going to go down there. But Can't really do that in some accounts, unless you like take a micro, right? The range is too much for me to put it down here. So let's say if I was on a micro contract, maybe possibly I could take it down there, but then I would need more points in order to get what my profit for the day. I'm learning to size down. I didn't learn that on Tuesday. I made a really, not that I made a mistake. I took my setup the way I normally take it, and it went against me again, right? And it went all the way down here. I mean, this was nuts. Yeah, I mean, that's what I took. And unfortunately, it took me out. Now, now I remember what happened. It was on Tuesday. Tuesday, I took another trade right after I got stopped out. So what happened was I took this trade, and this was during the orb session. And let me just put my orb real quick. Actually, I don't have it on here, but right, the orb would be somewhere, right? That's the orb. And then put another one. This is the orb, right? So what happened on Tuesday? So I took another loss, right? That already brought me down to 1600. So normally when I take the orb, I go down to the 5-minute, which I'm already on. And then I take the first candle once it breaks. So once a candle closes outside of the 15-minute, actually, that's not 15-minute orb. That is this one right here. So that would be that. So what I tried to do was, and I'll just play this out. Once I realized what was happening, I was already too late for the party. So I saw this 5-minute candle. It closed down here. Now, normally when a candle, it's that much of a displacement, I normally would wait until it closes and then go on. But in a candle like this, what I would have done is I would have taken it somewhere like right here, maybe like halfway, and then taken it. But what happened is when I saw this happening, I had gotten up to do something for work. I noticed that it broke here. And then when I got back to my desk, this candle right here was already like almost halfway, somewhere around there. And I said, okay, I'm going to sell. And so I sold, and I had like a 2-to-1 take profit, but I think I got stopped out somewhere around here. I think around 120, I got stopped out, or no, I think it was around lunchtime. I had my stop somewhere around here, and yeah, I was done. And that blew my prop firm account. So, that blew my prop firm account. So now I'm no longer with, trading on that account. And what I normally do is I'm not going to go ahead and reset the account. I'll just wait it out the next couple weeks until I get my reset. I'm only paying like, I think $49 a month for that, challenge. So I will more than gladly, pay that next month and start all over again. All right. But I say all that to mention, like I mentioned before, I like paper trading, and I like using prop challenges as a way for me to practice, because as time goes by, I'm starting to continue to learn more about myself and to refine my strategies. And I actually started to think about what kind of ideology I want to have as a trader. And I think this was Tuesday, I kind of had an epiphany that night, and I wanted to make some changes in my strategy and the things that I trade, because I don't want to go into a situation where I'm not in a good position. I want to make sure that I'm in the best position possible. And frankly, one of the things that I had been thinking about for quite some time is swing trading. Now, with prop firms, you really can't swing trade. They don't allow you to take positions overnight. And with, you can swing trade your own money, but you need, good, nice, heavy, I would say a good amount of capital in your brokerage account in order to meet the margin requirements for swing trading, which I eventually, maybe one day I can do. But I started kind of thinking about, okay, what would be the best situation for me with swing trading? And that's where I'm now kind of dabbling into Forex. So if you're like me, if you're kind of like, man, I'm doing futures, I've been doing future prop firms, I like futures, but I feel like Forex and the whole swing trade culture is better suited because, again, 2 times I had to walk away from the screen knowing that I had a position that I was thinking about taking, but because I had to go to, do my actual job, or I got pulled away for even just those brief minutes, that distraction cost me a lot of money. And I don't want to be in that situation anymore. It's happened too many times, and I'm not blaming my job. I mean, I'm there to work, and when I'm called to do the work that I need to do, that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I have to put my trading on hold. And so that's why swing trading is so appealing to me, because it allows me to position myself and then let the market do its thing. And then if I get into a position, I don't. If it doesn't come to my level, and because what I've learned is that I'm very good at reading market direction and understanding supply and demand. And I'll go over that in another video, but I really want to focus on swing trading. I'm still going to take my scalp here and there, but I think I'm going to just take a break for right now with going all in on futures. That doesn't mean that I'm not going to take trades here and there. When I see my setup, I will take it. But what I'm going to stop doing for right now is doing my 8:30 to midnight scalp with NQ. I'm going to stop that for a while, and I'm going to focus on when I take a trade on my futures prop firm account, I'm only going to take A+ setups, and I'm only going to take them in ES, which is, I'll show you real quickly what I'm talking about. So this was yesterday. And now today is Wednesday, and between my paper trade account, I opened up an account with Owanda. If you don't know who Owanda is a broker. They trade Forex. And this one of the very few Forex brokers that you can use here in the US. I'm in the US. And I opened up a demo account with them. I'm going to start, once I get this, because Forex is the whole thing of currencies. It's new to me. Not new per se. Like, I like trading the futures of the currency, like the pound future or the euro future, 6E or 6B. I've traded those before, and I found that to be pretty interesting. But the Forex market is, it's the biggest market. It's a $7 trillion market. It's bigger than the whole stock market. So, believe it or not, this is actually one of the ways that many traders become very profitable. And swing trading Forex is probably, people say is the easiest. If you look at other channels, they'll say it's the easiest. I don't think anything is easy. I just think that swing trading allows me to trade with intention, right? And I think that's the whole point, right? To have clarity, to have discipline, to have a purpose in your trading, you have to find out what works best for you. That's the whole point of trading. And everyone's journey is different. I'm no different. So if anyone tells you otherwise, then I suggest you stop listening to those people. So that's where I'm at. Today I took some trades, or I'm practicing my swing trading, but I want to focus on a trade I took this morning on ES. So one of my other strategies that I take is it's called the momentum strategy. Now, I can't take all the credit myself. This is a strategy that was implemented by a Mr. Liam Merrillson. I believe I'm saying his name correctly. If I don't, I will put a note here on the video, and I'll put a link to his YouTube channel. He's the one that taught me this strategy. I'm in his Discord, and I also, look at what his content is very valuable, so I suggest you check it out. But basically, he has a play where he only takes this setup on ES or the S&P 500 and gold. And this strategy, I've taken it many times in the past, and it's gotten me very good results. It's about a 50% win rate, a little bit above 50%. But the purpose is that you do a mechanical 2-to-1 or 1-to-2 risk to reward. And the way it works is kind of going back to something similar of what I mentioned before. I have 3 EMAs, exponential moving average. So here's the green is for me at least, is the 50, the blue is the 100, and the red is the 200. So these lines over here, this area here and this area here, these are just supply and demand zones that I mark out. If you don't know what supply and demand is, I suggest you definitely look that up. But anyways, so these moving averages right here can tell you a lot in the direction instrument is going to move. So when the 50 EMA is above the 200 EMA, I'm sorry, when it's above the 100 EMA, and when the 100 EMA is above the 200, when all these 3 align like that, the market, the bias, for the most part, you can conclude that it's going to go higher. So the way this trade setup works is that you have to mark out the previous session's low. So you mark out, this is the London low, right? And you can also mark out the Asia low as well. And I do both of these every morning on ES. And this setup does not come up every day. So that's the purpose. That's the reason why I don't really take it too much. But when it shows up, it's got a pretty good chance of working in your favor. So the way it works is that once you hit the New York session, you want for the price to take one of these liquidities, right? Because this is an area of liquidity. So this area right here below this session low rests a lot of stop losses. So there are people's stops right here, whether that be sell stops, right? Or buy limit orders. But there's liquidity resting right here. So the way this strategy works is, you let price come down to that level to sweep it. Now, this is this is actually this is a big candle. Sometimes it may tap it, right? Like it just barely nicks it. And then sometimes you have candles like this. Now, as you can see, it's 9:45. So this is probably right after the open, as you can see, a huge inducement to the downside, a huge displacement, I should say. And that's what happens with this candle. When it runs the London low, wherever the level may be, you now wait until the next candle. And now you're on the 15-minute. When you're on the 15-minute, you wait for the next candle to form. And if that candle is a green candle, right, or if it shows that it displaces up, even if it's slightly, you can, so this would be a candle that, it's an up rising candle. So what you would do is take a trade right at the break of this candle. So you would take that, you would do a 2R, okay? And so what I did was I took, actually, I'm going to tell you something real quick. And Liam doesn't really tell you this. You have to pay for this service. And I completely understand. But I figured out that sometimes, cause when you get a candle like this, a lot of people in the community would say, oh, well, that's not a buy candle. Like it's not green. It's red, right? Or it's, in this case, it's black. And I have to wait for another candle to form. But the reality is that you don't. It's the next 15-minute candle. Wherever that next candle's high is, you want to get in on the break of that candle. So if it's right there, then I want to get in right there at that level on the next candle. And so, but I also did something different because again, as you can see, I'm trying to have as much confluence as I can when it comes to this particular strategy. And as you can see, this area in green right here is an area of supply. I'm sorry, an area of demand. And it has not been tapped in yet, right? This level, this displacement candle came in, but it didn't tap into it. And so what happens is with this one is that because it tapped into this level of demand, if you've ever heard supply and demand, you want to, whenever the demand area gets tapped into, most likely price will move back up. Same thing if it hits the area of supply. If it taps back in, it'll come down to the downside, right? To the demand level, and so on and so forth. That's what price does. So when I saw this in real time today, again, and I'm on the paper trade, so it's nothing. Again, this is just for practice. So I suggest you do practice, right? I'm not an advisor or anything like that. So disclaimer, make sure I don't forget to say that. But you can see that it tapped in there. So I actually did not get in on the break of this candle. What I did was I took the Fibonacci tool and I took the candle. I took the candle here and I don't remember what I did. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. So 50% of that candle is right here. So I actually took the trade right here at this level, this mark. That's what I did. Because this was such a big displacement that I said, if it goes up even that much, 50% of that candle's body, I'm going to go in on that trade. And I put my stop right below the low there. And again, this is a 2-to-1. And I went ahead and got in that trade. And as you can see, boom, it hit me right there. I took a profit. Let me look at my paper trading account. I think that was right here. There was this. So I took a 1825. Yeah. So I went in on that, that's the profit for that. So if I would have had my prop firm account, I would have made some pretty decent, profit there. So yeah, that was my trade for today. And, I don't have my prop account, but, just to kind of give you a glimpse of what I'm in right now. I'm in a long position on GBP USD. Oh, where is it? Hold on. I'm in a position here. So as you can see, this was, and again, I have my supply and demand, and yeah, I got on this trade and Right now I'm at 435 in profit. But yeah, these are supply and demand zones, and hopefully it'll come up here to this 64 pips take profit area. Hopefully today. If not, hey, it might maybe come down here and then maybe go back. It might, price is funny. Price might go up and then it might come down. All right. It might hit this level and then it might just go back up and it might take profit. That's what price can do. But again, this is a swing trade example. And I'm learning like the pips and the values and what's, the risk to reward, all that stuff. So again, I'm just learning. And then I have a Australian dollar that's not going in my favor right now. It's 134 in the negative. It's just going up, but again, it could potentially hit this and then go down, who knows? Markets don't know. You just don't know. But anyways, guys, that's the video for today. Maybe tomorrow or Friday where I'm working from home, maybe I'll do some live videos of trades if I see my setup. If I don't, then I'll just, continue on. Once my swing trades close, whether it's in the profit or in the negative, stop loss, I will bring that to you guys so you can see. And then next week, I'm thinking, maybe just learning a little bit more, but keep bringing videos on some setups. And again, love to hear what you guys think. If you like content that's real like this, unfiltered, raw, please let me know. But appreciate you chiming in, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take care.